What's going on, y'all? 805 Just here, just 805. Once again, I want to thank y'all for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for the likes, the views. I appreciate y'all. We have a good time here. Let's get right into it. College football. For those of y'all who have been watching college football this season, you know it's already been pretty exciting. We've had some great games, some great upsets, and one of the, I would say, at least most trending teams or trending topics throughout even last season is Colorado. Colorado Buffs. They are head coached by Deion Sanders, a.k.a. Prime Time, a.k.a. Coach Prime. His son, Shedeur Sanders, is the starting quarterback. He is QB1. His other son, Shiloh Sanders, plays DB. He's out for the season. I believe he broke his forearm, I want to say, or broke a bone in his arm. I think it was his forearm, though, if I'm not mistaken. And then, of course, his rest of his kids, they kind of support the team and run social media and things like that. And to me, the best player on the team would be Travis Hunter. If you haven't heard of him, you will, because I believe he should be in the Heisman conversation this season. He plays both ways. He plays offense and defense every game for the most part. He plays wide receiver on offense, and on defense, he plays DB, and he's spectacular in both roles. So they do have some pieces. They do have some great athletes on the team, and of course, like I said, they're led by Deion Sanders, who has, he's a Hall of Fame NFL player. He had a great college career at Florida State. So he has history. He has a name, and so far, they're doing all right. But my main question is that I thought of the other day, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if anybody else is looking at it like this. I wonder if I'm the only one with this viewpoint or this thought. Can Colorado maintain the way that they've been playing? And when I ask that, I mean Colorado, a lot of their games, they're close calls. They're great games, they're entertaining, but it's because they're close calls. These games that there's not a whole lot of margin for error. If they drop one extra pass or have one more turnover, they lose the game. Let me just give you the scores for every game they've played this season. They've played 4 games so far. Obviously, it's still very early in the college football season, but let's just talk about it. First game of the season, I believe, if I'm reading this correctly here, and I've seen every game. I have watched every game. My pops, shout out to the OG, shout out to the captain. He is a full-on Colorado supporter, so we watch the games together as much as we can. Good father and son bonding time. First game of the season, Colorado plays North Dakota State. The end score of that game is 31-26. Colorado wins. That's pretty close. They won, but that score is close. That's a close game. And, well, no, I got to give props to ND State. They've always been a quality team. They don't often play teams like Colorado, so they showed out. We'll go to the next game. Colorado, Nebraska. They lose this one. Nebraska beats Colorado 28-10. Not a good look. Nebraska's all right, but, with all the talent Colorado has, you would think they'd be able to muster up that win. They didn't play the greatest. Go look at the highlights. They didn't look too hot, at least in my opinion, right? Next game. Colorado plays Colorado State. They blow them out 28-9, as they should. They're supposed to do that. That's supposed to happen. Now, this most recent game, this past weekend, Colorado hosts Baylor in Boulder. End score of that game, 38-31. They only win by 7 points. Great game. Very entertaining. I don't know if y'all saw it or not. It came down to the wire. Shedeur Sanders threw a crazy pass to the end zone. Somehow the receiver was able to follow it and catch it. They end up winning the game. That's the epitome of the excitement in college football. I don't think it gets much better than that. But even though that was great, right? Great play, great time to celebrate. The fans rushed the field, obviously. And that was probably one of the most watched games that night. Definitely most viewed online for sure. If you look at YouTube, a lot of views on the recaps and replays of that game. If they don't make that pass, what happens? And I think that the answer is pretty obvious here. If they don't make that play, that last ditch effort, do they win this game? And that's my only thought when it comes to seeing, these close games that, like I said, they're great because they're entertaining. As a fan of sports, as a fan of college football, you enjoy it. But when you think about the team and the rest of the season and how far they can go, can they survive barely winning some of these games, having to, have a game-winning throw or a game-winning drive? Like, is that sustainable? I think most sports people would say no, because not that there's any luck involved or anything like that, but it's like you're walking a tightrope. It's not guaranteed that you're going to have that game-winning pass or that game-winning, turnover or that game-winning interception. It's not guaranteed, and those don't happen all the time. So I think Colorado is very fortunate. They have playmakers like Travis Hunter. I think they're very fortunate that they don't have the toughest schedule right now in college football. So they should, in my opinion, manage. Now, that doesn't mean they will, but I believe they're supposed to manage this schedule they have to, do all right this season. But these games have been close, y'all. These games have been very close, very entertaining. But as someone who's looking from like the coach's point of view, or someone who's analyzing their gameplay, man, these close games are they're not gonna all be like this. And for me, if I'm a coach, I would rather blow a team out, or I'd rather there be a larger separation or gap in the score than, we barely win every game, or every other game we barely win. So we'll see what happens with Colorado and the Buffs. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Have y'all been watching Colorado and Coach Prime and his sons and Travis Hunter? I'll definitely be continuing to watch, and even other teams. College football season has been great. I've barely watched any NFL football this season. I've been mainly watching college football. I'm glad it's back, and I'm enjoying it. So once again, appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for the likes, the views, and of course, I cannot finish this video before I say that this is presented by Mervyn's. Go down to your local Mervyn's for all your retail needs. I'm talking about jeans. I'm talking about if you need kitchen things, if you need towels, if you need kids' clothes, backpacks, even jewelry. Mervyn's has it all. Go down to your local Mervyn's and tell them that 805 Just sent you. And let me know what they say. Shout out to Mervyn's. We appreciate their sponsorship. And as always, peace, peace.